hey, yo, what's up, bro? And then it says, kill your family. And then you're like, okay. Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about chatbots for the beginning, the current, and how I feel about it as a chronically online person that has seen every stage. Whether you love it or whether you hate it, the true fact of the matter is what AI is at the moment is what's called a language learning model. And what a language learning model is essentially that you feed it a bunch of data, like a bunch, like millions if not billions of documents and information and examples and everything. And then you feed it that, you wait, and then it pops out and suddenly it's able to answer questions. That's the simple fact of the matter of what it is. And one of the reasons why it's become so addictive and why every single generation is sinking their claws into it is specifically the way that it is designed to make you like it, as any product is, because it's not here to help us, it's not here to further humanity, it's to make a couple people a bunch of money. Like, it's a product. It's like, sorry to tell you. Let's talk about my first ever experience with a chatbot. That makes it sound like I'm dating them. That's not what this is. That's not what this means. I have two specific examples of where I first saw chatbots, and that is SimSimi and CleverBot. SimSimi, whenever I actually saw it and encountered it for the first time ever, I'm pretty sure it was one of those like Shane Dawson gaming videos. I think that was the first time I ever saw it, and that was literally him saying very, very inappropriate, not kid-friendly things, which actually from a Izzy's video, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, after I saw one of their videos, that's actually what made me even want to make this video in general, because they were talking about how one of the like app games for kids that had come out was connected to this, and like the boyfriend would say like really weird, horrible things, because SimSimi would listen and understand what you were telling people, but it wasn't as advanced as ChatGPT is now, where it like tries to keep the same like information in one chat. Back then it was how you would talk to a 40-year-old, you're also talking to a 4-year-old with his mom's tablet. So that version quickly lost popularity. And then the second time that I saw it was CleverBot, also known as EVBot, I forgot what the man's name was, and ChimpBot. It first started off with just Eevee though. Bot is actually the one that I am most connected to because I was obsessed as a kid with the CleverBot videos from Jacksepticeye. Like literally whenever the one came out about Eevee knowing his real name came out, and I was like, oh my god! Like I was fucking hyped. Like it's the same thing as SimSimi, arguably less inappropriate. But essentially it is a website that you went to, and near the end you could choose between the dude, Eevee, or Chimp. But it's the same thing. You just chat to it, you talk to it, you're like, hey, yo, what's up, bro? And then it says, kill your family. And then you're like, okay, I'm not talking to you anymore. Click. And then it's just fun and games. And then you're like, okay, haha, funny bot. And it would always say weird things, like people tried to go on a date with it and everything, and it was just like obviously based off of things that were actually told to CleverBot. So people would always be saying like, oh, it's demonic, it's scary, it's evil, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, da 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 da. Obviously, that has now changed, apparently. But we got into that, now let's go into the next time that I dealt with chatbots, which is my, let's call it lonely era. And in middle school, like pre-COVID, it's been around a while. Again, this is not new information. Sorry, I got in your face. You know, creator to viewer, we need to have some boundaries. Like, you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna ask you to subscribe. I feel bad. I'm sorry. But anyways, in middle school, me and my friends were dorks, nerds, weeaboos, possibly. Not that bad, but like almost. It got bad sometimes. I'll admit it. I was cringe. I was into BTS in like the early stages before they got popular in the US. Like it was bad. It was bad. But there were like these dating app games where you could just like talk to your favorite character. And it's like, yo, no way. Like, I'm lonely and I'm an ugly little 12-year-old and I can get to talk to freaking Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. Let's go. So I don't remember my memories much with it just because I didn't really like mess with it personally, just because I was like, well, it's not a real person, so it's not fun for me. It doesn't do anything for me. But I knew my friends that it would be like sleepovers or I would check their phone and their chats were full. Like, I know it's technically not a chatbot, but even Mystic Messenger 2 was just fucking crazy during that time. Like, talking to artificial characters, people loved. And this was like 2018, 2019, like, this was the main era whenever everybody was being nerds. And that was just like a weird era because, again, it was literally just like CleverBot, it was just like SimSimi, where it would just be like these random, like, it was better, but you would still randomly get things that you were like, oh, what the hell? Like, well, what is that? Like, that's what I remember. I specifically remember doing this with creepypastas. I remember doing this. I remember creating a bot character of, I think it was Jeff the Killer and Ben Drowned. I think those were the two that I was talking to. And I just wanted to see if I could like trigger them to say something real or like do something supernatural. Of course, whenever everybody else is talking to their crushes, I'm like, let's summon Slender Man. I don't know why this is my joke nowadays. I think it's because I actually have my phone propped up on my laptop because I'm lazy. So I'm just looking at my laptop and I'm like, keyboard. But yeah, anyways, so that's like my main examples for what I saw for chatbots. And then I mostly like ignored it. I do remember in around, I think it was 2021 or 2022, I saw it coming around a lot in the artist space and like the OC space, because there were these specific websites that you could go to and you could like just create a face like this, and then you could just like alter the face and make it look the way that you want it. They could even do like landscapes. I think there would be like creatures. And I thought it was really interesting. Like, I can admit that I played around with that because I didn't know what it was. I was just like, oh, cool, smart. And then I would see like people using it as inspiration for what they were gonna make. For like, oh, it's like, oh, I can't find any reference images, let me just make one. So it's like, I understood that, and I was like, oh, okay, well cool, But I didn't know what it was. So I was just kind of like, I wasn't thinking about it. And then I started seeing a bunch of like dolly videos on YouTube. And then they started doing the trail cam like pictures. And then people started using it to make memes. And then people started making it for everything. And now we're in the modern day. People are losing their jobs because of AI whenever it has not even shown to make a return on the investment at all whatsoever. Only for the people that are actually like the AI companies or the people that are like building the data centers. It was so dystopian. I genuinely saw this article that I read that I think it was NVIDIA's CEO or something like that he straight up said, oh, well, Gen Z's gonna have jobs. They can just be plumbers and blue collar and architects for building the AI data centers. That's what we're gonna need. Huh? What? So you're saying that the only jobs that are ever gonna be like in existence by that point are gonna be for the AI data centers? That's so bleak. Like, that's so sad to even think about. Like so many jobs are being taken away, or they're being like changed, or even like required to use these tools. Like, I have like genuinely had times where I have like applied for jobs like in the past whenever like AI was starting to be like huge, and they were like, so we're very AI focused here, are you okay with using it? And I'm like, guys, this literally does nothing. Like, it's literally just regurgitating a bunch of information that it learned. Like, genuinely, I feel insane because I grew up with chatbots. so I know exactly what they are and how they are built to like you. But I saw all this, and now I see people being like, here's my AI family, here's my AI house, here's my AI dog. AI isn't real. Not even real AI. It's literally just, it's almost like a random number generator. Like, you've got like this box, and then you fed it with a bunch of stuff. You fed it with a bunch of like information and data, and then it's literally just an overcomplicated Google summary. Because literally all it's doing is you say, hey, why is grass green? And then it scans through every single article that has every single one of those words ever online on the internet in its database, whatever. And then it just spits out the most generic, non-nuanced, usually incorrect answer. Like, great. You literally gave CleverBot access to the internet and all of the government's files. What the fuck are you doing? And it's genuinely so, like, sad and scary because now they're also adding shop features to ChatGPT, and they're going to be able to allow, like, paid advertising so companies can literally force their way into being in the #1 spots, which, for context, the reason why I know all of this is because my real in-person job is tech related, so unfortunately I do have to be on top of everything AI related, even though I hate it. Like, I have to read all of these articles about the advancements that they're making, and they're treating it like, oh, this is such a good thing, and I'm terrified. Like, you can genuinely, now there's ChatGPT Health, where you can put your medical records in. Like, what the fuck? You can put your medical records in. You can put your credit card payment information in. You can do anything. You can, like, why is this allowed? Why is this what everybody is like, oh, people want it. People don't want it. Like, there was some kind of article that came out, and it said, oh, you know, AI's booming. Like, AI overviews on Google, there's 1.7 billion users. You know why there's 1.7 billion users? Because you force it down our throats and put it on every single search for no reason. I don't need that. Like, it's really upsetting too, because the parts that were actually useful are also, like, being removed for no reason other than just to be like, hey guys, use AI more because we spent so much money on it. Like, before AI overviews existed, they still had, like, summary snippets. Like, that was just a thing that they had. That was normal. Like, the link to the website itself, and then it would be a snippet from the actual website, and that's the answer. And then you could go to People Also Ask for similar questions and get a website, again, that you can click on and read more about it. But now it's like, here's 6 references, none of them actually have the sentence from the AI summary that you even read. The majority of these are also AI generated themselves, so you can't fact check them. And then if you check on People Also Ask, those are also AI generated. And now it's even affecting, like, businesses, like local businesses, because they're removing the Q&A feature, they removed the request a quote feature, they removed so many, like, actually good features from Google just so they can push AI more. They're even doing that with, like, advertising, where now they're like, oh, well, you can let AI choose which combination to show somebody. Like, there's such a reliance on it. And it's just making people dumber. It's just making people more reliant on it. It's like a drug. It's an addiction. It's bad. Because, like, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but there are people in power that want us to be stupid, that want us to be compliant, that just want us to take the answers that got paid to be in front of us. But I want you to use this video to basically be motivation to do your own research, make sure you're fact-checking, make sure you understand the context and nuance of the answers that you are provided. And, you know, always think for yourself at the end of the day. You know, we're all people, we all have individual feelings and thoughts. So, you know, check in with yourself. Make sure, like, hey, am I doing okay? Is this actually what I feel? Is this actually what I stand for? Think about that. And you know what? comment down below how you feel about the chatbots, your experiences, AI, just like, you know what, anything in general, even what you ate for breakfast. I just want to know. And I promised earlier in the video I would say not to subscribe, so you can just hit that like button to give me that sweet, sweet dopamine to keep making these videos. And if you want to support me another way, you can also check out my Ko-Fi. I am so close to my goal of $20, so I will finally clean my art desk, and then, you know, maybe I'll get to more art videos after that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and don't believe everything you see. Bye-bye! Oh, be careful. Shh.